All right, guys. So we will continue our class from yesterday. That is function, right? Function. So in JavaScript engine, right? What happened now? Okay, that is we're gonna learn, right? So what I will do, I'm gonna in the function. Let's open the GitHub, right? Basically, let's go to the GitHub first. GitHub here and open JavaScript and yeah. So I have to go to the GitHub link, right, to get my all the exercise function part. Go to the exercise first one, right? So we're gonna start from here, right? I mean, I explained yesterday already. You guys have done, most of you have done already a lot of work. Uh, but before this exercise, I want to just let me create something right quickly. Let me create one file. Here is a script, but I want to add new file. Okay, so let's say script one, right? Or maybe script one.js, and I need to connect this to my index page, okay, so that I can explore these things in the browser, right, and explain everything one by one. So what I will do, right, I will create one variable, let num equal to 5, okay, right, and function, right, function find square, right, okay, square, and it will take the parameter, right? So we have not talked about parameter yet, but just remember this parameter. This is called parameter, okay? And I will explain all this just after this, but just wait for a minute. So let's say this is a number, right? I need to find a square. So let's call this let square root, right? Square root, maybe like that, equal to this num, right? Num multiply by num, right? Time. Okay. So and now I'm gonna return, right? Return square root, okay? This variable, right? Or let's make it a small answer. Let's call it answer, right? Answer. Easy, right? Answer. Okay. I just return the answer now. Yeah. Okay. So that is the function, right? Now I want to execute, or basically I want to call this function. Call means what? You are referring to the function, right? So let square 2, right, equal to call the function here, square function, and just pass 2, okay, pass 2. That's it. And then let square 4, right, let's call it square 4 equal to square, I will pass 4, okay. And maybe I can again call let just call it anything, right, let result equal to, I want to find square, but this time I'm gonna pass the variable num. Yeah. So I'm calling the function 3 times, 1 2 3 times, right? I want to now console log each of them, okay? Console.log square 2, square 2, right? 2, okay? Console log. Okay, so here is a mistake, right? SQUAR square 2. So I can console log square 4. I can console log result, right? Okay. So this console log is just to display something in the browser, right? In your console, either in the Node.js console or in the browser console, okay? So that's our index page, right? So we will understand now, right? Just imagine this is you have written this code, right? Now how JavaScript will do the job, okay? This code, okay? I will just copy this. Let's go to the paint brush, right? So I'm gonna put this code somewhere here on the side, right? Okay. Is that's fine? Yeah, leave it like that. So the first line, right? What happened in JavaScript? The memory, I will write down in my scratch board, scratch pad, right here. So when, right? Oop, skip. I'll select this pen and then write. So yeah, make it little big. When JavaScript run, right? When JS engine, I got my handwriting right. Run, then two things happen. Okay, the first one, right? Let's look at the first one. First is memory creation. Memory creation, right? Memory creation. Okay, memory creation. And the second one will be, right? Second is what? Code execution. Code execution. Execution. So all this is a two phase, right? Two phase. Okay, two phase. The program completes in two phase. Okay, so let's first what it will do, right? It will create execution context. Okay, execution context, right? We can call it EC, right? Execution context. We are learning about the engine, right? How JavaScript work. Okay, execution context, EC. So I'm going to create one box right here. Okay, this is my execution context. Just imagine, right? So in the execution context, two things happen now. I will divide between two parts, right? Okay, so this is the memory creation, right? I can call it memory creation and code execution, right? Code execution. Okay, so this is also called, right? This is also called what? Thread of execution. Thread, right? Thread of execution. Okay, and this is we can call this variable environment, right? variable, variable environment. Variable environment, right? Variable environment or memory creation phase. Okay, so let's imagine we have this code, right? And you run the you just run the code, right, in the browser. Means you went to the browser. When you load the browser, right? Let's say I just load this browser. Okay, just imagine the code run, right? I mean, right now nothing happened, but soon I load this browser. That means what? My code will run, right? See, my code runs and you're going to see the answer, right? Look at here, 4 16 25, right? All that 3 console log. Okay, that's what you see. So now what are the steps happen, right? What are the steps happens? We're going to explore here. Just imagine. Okay, so how we going to get that console, this answer, right? Here will be like a 4, right? And here will be 16 and 25. Okay, that's the answer, right? So let's create a memory phase. Just imagine we are moving in very slow motion, right? Very slow. Memory creation phase. So what are the memory now? The variable, all the variables and functions. Okay, they are the memory. So we have a variable num, right? So let's create num, and this will be undefined. Okay, variable will be undefined. Just imagine that. And there is after that, second is function, right? Because it will start from top. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is here now, the function. Okay, so let's add the function here. So what is that function? Square, right? Square, square, So here will be whole function definition. Okay, just imagine this is the whole function, right? The whole function, this function is added to the square function now. So when you call the square, right, you're gonna get this function. Okay, definition, the whole function definition here. Next, what is the next now? Here, right? Let square 2, 4 and result. These are the memory. Okay, so you're gonna create uh square 2, and that is let, right, variable. Okay, so that will be undefined. Okay, then square 4, right, 4, that is undefined also. Okay, and then there is a result, right, so that is also undefined. Okay, that's it. The memory creation is done, right? This is the code. This is a console log. Okay, these are not memory. They just run the code, right? Basically they just get the value and print. Okay, this is just like a printer. Okay, they just print. There is no memory here. It will get square 2 from here, square 4 from here, square result from here, right? And it will just print. But when it gonna print, now the code execution phase start. Memory is done, code execution. Okay, so let's start from the top, right? So we have num equal to, first line is what? Here, look at here, this one. So num equal to 5. So now memory has num. Okay, so now this undefined will be removed and 5 is added here, right? 5. Okay, so num colon 5 now. Function, nothing, right? Nothing. We already have function definition here. Next one is square 2. Okay, so square 2 here, right? Square 2. So what happened now there? This function execute. Okay, so we have num equal to 5. We added to the memory already. Now is function execution, square 2, right? So when this function execute, it will call the square 2 function. So now we have to create another box now, right? This is called function execution again. Okay, so just imagine now it will do the same thing, right? It's gonna create memory and code, right? Code to execute. So what are the memory in the function? The num, right? Num. Okay, and then there is a answer, right? A and S, and there is, okay, that's it, that's the 2, right? Okay, now the code will run. So what is the num there? So now the num will be, this is right now undefined, right? Just imagine this is right now, num has no value right now, but this num is what? This is the parameter, right? Parameter. So that num is equal to the value you pass, that is 2. So that is 2, right? So num equal to 2. So the 2 will be assigned in the memory, right? 2. Now answer is what? Answer equal to, so num times num, right? So num times num. Okay, so that is 2 times 2 is 4. So it will get to the 4, right? Like that. Now return answer, return answer, right? So in the memory there is answer. Okay, answer, right? So you return back this answer. Okay, so this answer will go where? Here, right? Here. See that? So in our square 2, it will get answer, that will be 4. Okay, now next one here. So soon after the return, right, this will be removed from the call stack. Okay, this will be out, right? So this is after function execution. Okay, it will be removed from the call stack, right? Just remember that call stack. I will show you just now. Okay, in our code, right? But next, this square run again, right? This run again. So it will create another what you call that, function execution context. So just imagine again, this is created, right? I will just add here now. I mean, this is deleted already, right? I mean, I can remove, right? I can remove this from here. So this is removed from the global execution context, or basically from the call stack. Oh, how I can make it big, right? I think there was control plus something like that. Okay, just imagine this is out of the call stack. Okay, now we have a, we have, what you call that, we are in the this line, right? Square 4. Okay, so in that case, I'm just going to create here. Okay, for now, uh, I will just create here the memory. Just imagine this is square 4, right? Square 4. Okay, and in that one there is a function square 4 running, right? Executing. Remember this square 4 function here. Still this is undefined, right? Undefined. But that execute means memory create and code execute, right? Code execute. So memory is what? Num, right? The first one is num, and then the second one is, in the function we have answer, right? Answer. That is the two variable. Okay, so num equal to what? In this case num is what? 4, right? Because you pass the 4 here. See that? That's the 4. So it will get 4. So that is 4 assigned here, and answer will be num times num. So that is num times num, right? That code is executing. Okay, so it will be 4 into 4, 16 will be saved in the answer, right? And return. So return what? Answer. Answer. So when it returns, soon after returns, right, this 16 will be added to this place, and this whole thing will be out of the call stack. It's finished. Okay, now we the console, or basically the control, will move to this one now, this one result, right? Again there is function execution. Okay, it will create again the new execution context in the in this code execution here, right? So this is happening here inside the global execution context. Okay, the memory and the code execution, right? Code execution. So what is the memory now? So when the function is called square, right, it's gonna have num. Num is the variable, right? And then the answer, right? Answer. Okay, the num is what? In this case the num will be, what is num? Oh, we passing this variable num, right? Num. So look at here, this is the square function, right? So it will look for the num, it will look for the num here. Okay, somewhere here, right? See the num is not inside the function. Okay, I mean, you are just passing the variable, right? So it will look this num inside the function. It will not find. See, the num is not here right now. Okay, right? So what can happen? It will go look in the parent, right? Who is the parent? The global execution context. Okay, and it will find the num here. See that? Num equal to 5. So it will get the num now. Oh, sorry, it will get 5, right? Because first it's gonna look inside this memory. The local. This is a local memory for the function. Okay, it will look here. If it will not find, then it will go to the global or the parent function, right? And if it that finds, that's it. It get 5. So that's how it works. Now nums times nums. Next line is what? Nums times nums, right? So num into num is what? 5 into 5 will be 25 added to answer, and then return, right? Return 25, or basically here is answer. So that will be 25. So 25 will be assigned to this result here, right? 25. Okay. Once this is finished, now it control will go here, the first console log. Okay, first console log. So just imagine this is our console now, right? This is our console. So console log is square 2. So square 2 is a memory, see that? And it has a 4, right? So it will print 4 here. Now it will move to the next console log. Square 4, right? Square 4. It has 16. It will print 16 here. Now it will move to here, right? Console log, result. The result has a value 25. It will print 25. And after that line, right? There is no more code to execute. So then this will be also out of the call stack. Okay, so that's how the whole program works in JavaScript. So there will be memory creation, code execution. If there is a function execution, right, it will create separate execution context per function, and inside the function there will be memory and code again, right, to execute, because the whole process start again inside the function, because function is itself the small program, right, and it has a memory, it has a lot of things inside. Okay, later on you're going to have function inside another function, inside another function, a lot of functions. Okay, so they have to keep track of everything, right, and that's how it works. Okay, so let's look at this inside the browser, right? So here I will go to the source script, and I'm gonna just put here stop sign, right? Maybe let's put stop here also. Let's just add stop to all this and console log also, right, and run the code. Okay, after that, soon after we'll run the code, right? Just look at here. So look at here, right? The call stack. Look at the call stack. Okay, guys, what you can see now. Anonymous, right? That is the global execution context, and all the memory created, right? So num result square 2 square 4, remember, and they all are undefined. See what I said before? So if you look at here, right, so we have num square, okay, that is the function, right, and square 2 square 4 and result, right? So there's 1 2 3 4 5 total. So you don't see the function here, okay, because the function will be inside the global, right, here. So the function is square, so you have to go down to the s, right, somewhere in the s part, sq, sq, what is that? Square. See that the function here, and that is the whole definition of the function, right? Square function with along with the definition, everything is there now. See? Okay, so everything is inside the memory, right? And that's what we saw in our in our execution context, right? The number num square, this is square function, square 2 square 4 and result, right? That is memory created. Okay, see that? Okay, let's run our code now, right? Because until now the code has not run, only the memory is created, right? Until first what happened, it's gonna create a memory, and I have added the stop in the first line, means my code has not executed yet, means my code execution start now, right? My code will run now. So I'm gonna start, right? Let's go to the next step. So I will click here, or maybe this one, right? Resume script execution, or maybe just create one by one, right? Let's go back. So look at here, the num assigned with 5. See the first line here, right? The num equal to 5 assigned to the memory 5. Now next is what? Variable square 2. The function will do nothing yet. Okay, the function is created, it's in the memory, but nothing can happen. Now square 2, right? So square 2 is what? It has the function execution, square function, right? So just pay attention in the call stack now, right? Right now is global execution context, but the function square will be pushed inside because this square 2 function is going to run. Yeah, so soon I click again. Okay, so square function is added to the call stack. Okay, that's what we did, right? Here was the square function added when the first function execute here, because our control is right now this place. Okay, now square function added. So in the square function, what are the steps now, right? You have a num variable. So look at here, there is an answer in the square function, right? There is two variable, answer and num. So num has received already the 2, right? Because there is no, we have not stopped anything in the num. So, you just get the num, right? This value 2. So to the num. Okay, num equal to 2 is already have there, but we have stop in answer, right? Answer has stop, so we have to click again and see answer get 4 now, right? See that? So 2 times 2, that is 4 added to the answer. Now you're going to return the answer. Okay, soon you return this answer, right? This will be removed from the call stack, and the answer 4 will be added to the square2 variable. Okay, so our square2 variable is here. See, so let's run that. The square2 variable got the 4, and square function is popped out of the call stack. So now our control goes line 9. See, you have another function execution again. So when I click, the function will be pushed to the call stack. The function square is pushed to the call stack. Okay, now it will create the execution context, right? And it has two things. The first one is memory creation. There is answer and num, right? Num variable. So num got 4 already, and answer is undefined. So when I click again, 4 times 4, answer got 16. And soon I click here, returns answer, right? It will return the answer, and that is returned back to the square 4. See that square 4 got 16, and the square function is out of the call stack. Now our control is in line 11, result, right? Variable result. So let's run again. Again there is function execution. The function will push in the call stack, and it has a 2 variable, answer and num. And num is 5, answer is what? Answer is undefined, and you just it gonna just, when I click again, it will multiply twice, and answer gonna get 25. And after that there is a return. It will go return the answer, and that answer will be added to the result variable. See, and the square function is out of call stack. See that? Okay, finally, right, we reach to the console log. See that console log is square2, square4, and result, right? So see, when I click console log, the first one, okay, it's gonna print 4 to the console. So let's look at the console, right? See, you got 4 there already just now, right? And then what is the next one? Square4, right? I click again, it will print console again 16, and last one is result, right? So when I click again, so it will print result again to the console, and it should be this anonymous, right? It should be out of the call stack, but I think something in my browser, right, is just not working. It just pushed to somewhere in the index space, whatever. I think there is some error in the but mostly what happened, right, this will be out of the call stack now. Okay, it just takes something different code by itself, right? And should not be like that. So it should be out of the call stack now, right? And our code is finished. Okay, so that's how the code execute, right? I'm going to explain this again and again, right, later on, not today, but in the next class. Okay, because you guys have to understand how this work, right? So let's look at this example. Okay, this will be very easy. Also one thing, right, JavaScript run from top to bottom. Okay, code executes from top to bottom. Memory created, and it will start like a line. This will execute first, then execute here, second, third, fourth, then here, like that, right? So let's look at this code, okay, quickly, right? Now you understand how the memory created, and how the function execute, and how the execution context happen in the browser, right? Basically in the JavaScript engine. Okay, so let's take this example, and then we're gonna just explore a couple of so the first one is what, snippet 0, right? function, go here. I will bring the code. Just make it side by side. Yeah. So here I just have to explain, right? See, if I call this function here, the memory created for greet, right? Greet, then memory created for this whistle. Then now our code execute right from here. Console log. So this is a variable, right? In case of variable, it will be undefined. So when code execute, this function will be assigned to this variable. This function will be assigned to the variable, and finally it start executing, means this two, after this finish, right? It will execute this line console log. It will print first, then second, then greet function. So it will jump to the greet function. It will print console log hey, and then this one programmer. Then after that, control will move here, third, fourth, then call the function, this function, right? So you have to go inside, and that is console log dot. Okay, that's how it works, right? So let me print this. So F5 to execute the code, and see it just run, right? And look at here, first, second, and then the this function greet call, that is hey programmer, third, fourth, and the dot, right? Dot is the function here. So it has just console log dot. Okay, so always remember, right? JavaScript runs from top to bottom, line by line. Okay, that's how it works. Clear? Okay, let's look at this. I mean, this is easy, right? You guys know already, but still, let's check it. Go back here, copy the code. Now in this function, let's create a memory, right? Create a memory. So how many will be created in the global execution context? That's the memory. Okay, so there is the answer memory and the how much memory, right? Okay, memory created, let's execute the code. So this function will be assigned to how many, right? Then okay, we go here, console log how many. So what gonna happen? You're just calling the variable, right? How many. See, this is means what? You're calling the variable, means whatever the information in the variable will be printed. But here, right, you are executing the function with this bracket. Okay, see this means what? Executing the function means, that means it will run the code inside the function. Here it will just give you the whole function, because variable has this data, right? This is function is also a data only. Okay, nothing else but just a data, right? Information. Okay, so here you're gonna execute. So you're gonna return 42, right? So it will print return. Now this function will be assigned. Okay, just call, okay, so here you executing the function how many, right? So what can happen? How many return 42? So the answer will be 42. Console log answer, that is 42. Now how much function? Now this line will be added to the function, means basically how much variable, and there is 5. See, we don't have return here, right? And you try to execute how much, what you will get. You're gonna get nothing, right? But always remember, if function do not return anything, that means it will return undefined. Okay, function will return undefined. If I put return here, then 5, right? The number 5 will be returned. But if I don't return anything, means nothing, right? You just gonna get undefined. Okay, function always return undefined. So you have to, you have to put return something, right? Always, not always, but just remember that. So run this code. See, you get undefined and all that, right? look at here. See, we call the function how many. I mean, basically variable how many, right? And that's the whole definition of the function. See that? That whole function is given to us. Okay. And then when you run this function, just adding this bracket, right? Parenthesis, it will return that data 42. This will be replaced with the data 42. That's what console log, right? Okay. So that was easy part. Okay, let's move to the next one. So let's try to understand what is parameter, right? Parameter, and add this here. And we're going to copy this code. Okay. So this is an average. So we're going to create memory now. So let's create average memory that is undefined. Then there is any variable. Okay. So I have average. Then let A, B, all that memory, N memory, right? Okay. So that's it. There is no more memory. So always remember, the only functions and variables are added to the memory. Okay. When you create a memory, right? Functions are variables. So right now we have only variable, right? This is a variable. This is a variable, variable. Yes, the value here is a function. That is different thing. Okay. This value is a function. That's okay. But this is just a variable. The JavaScript, take this as a variable only in the beginning, right? When you add the function, and when you execute the function, right, then that is different thing. Okay. So now let's code execute. So first one, this function will be added to the average. Now we go here because this is executing. So it will execute console log average 5 and 10. Why 5, 10? So we have this parameter, right? This is a 2 variable, 2 parameters. So the 5, num1 equal to 5 and num2 equal to 10. So when this function run, it will create a function execution context, right? And inside there also there will be memory like num1, num2 memory, and that gonna have 5 and 10 value, right? And then after that the code will run in the function execution. It will print this, right? Console log calculating, and then returns num1 plus num2 divided by 2. So 5 plus 10 will be 15 divided by 2 will be 7.5, right? So 7.5 will be returned. So here you're gonna get 7.5. Again you call average. Okay. Then the function will again create a new execution context. So this time the num1, num2 will be 20 and 26. Then code will run, right? When code runs, it will print this in the function. Okay. Then it's gonna add the 2 and divide by 2 and return. So whatever the return value will be printed. Now the console goes here, right? Our control goes here. Average. Oh, next function again. So it will create the function execution again, and then it will run this function, right? The 50 and 10. So it will print calculating. Then it's gonna add num1, num2, divide by 2. So that is 50, and after that 50 will be added to 2. That is 52, and that's what gonna print it. Okay, now here, right? So the control is here because we are code executing. Okay, memory is created. Until now it is undefined, but now it will add this value 24. Then it will assign 20 to the B, and okay, average, fine. It will create again function execution context, then A and B. Okay, so it will look for A and B in the global execution context, right? Because there is a data already A and B in the memory. So that one 24 plus 20, and then it will run, go to the top, num1, num2, that is 24 and 20. It will print calculating, then it will add that 2, divide by 2, whatever, right? That is 44 by 2 will be 22, right? So 22 is returned. So here 22 is added to the variable n. Console log average, or again function execution. So 22 comma 18, right? So this function will create execution context again. So you have run here. So 22 and what is that? 18, right? 18, 22 and 18. So it will be uh, print calculating and return 22 plus 18, that is 40, right? Divide by 2, and it should give you how much? 20. So that 20 is added here and console log 20. See? That's long story, right? My God. Okay, let's run this. See that every time when you execute the function, right, it's gonna print calculating and then it give you the answer. See that? Calculating, and that's what happened here. It's console log calculating and then getting this answer return, right? Because that's what you do when you call the function. Then the code inside will run. Okay, everything will be inside run. Okay. Okay. And final is the 20, right? See that? Yeah. So you have to practice, right? Write down in the paper how the code execute. You create the execution context, then the function execution for every function execution. Okay. And see where it getting the value, like the variables, right? Where it getting the value. All right, so let's look at the next one. Okay, so yeah, so let's look at this. Will be easy, right? I mean, so see this memory will be created first, then second memory, that's it, right? Two memory, then code execute, means code running now, right? So the line is will start from top. Okay, so the function will be added to this memory, exclaim, then okay, then after that we jump here, this will run. Okay, so when this function run, this is called value, right? This is the argument. Okay, the function exclaim has an argument potato. This is a parameter. This is like a variable. Okay, so whatever the argument you giving to the function is the value for this parameter. String equal to potato. Okay, so string to uppercase. So now this string, the potato dot to uppercase. So the capital potato will be added to capitalized variable. But remember, when this function run, right, it can also create this memory. Remember, in the function, it will create memory for this. And then when the code execute, it will change that string to uppercase and add the value to the capitalize. Then it's going to return capitalize plus this symbol right together. Okay, so that is done here. You get capitalized potato with this symbol together. Okay, here now console log result. So whatever in here, capital potato there, the length, whatever the length, it will give you the first character, it will give you the last character, because this is a variable. Result has some value here, right? And you are playing with the result here, length, find first character, last character. So that is easy part. Okay, let's solve this one quickly, right? Is divide by 4, and then ins, which is smart. Okay, so it's not here, right? What you are looking for, Atati. I will look at that one also. Okay. Okay, so what is the, okay, is divide by 4, right? So let's start writing our own function now. Very easy. So I'm gonna read this question for you guys. So let's look at here. Write a function is divided by 4 that accepts the number as the argument. The function should return a boolean indicating whether or not the number is divided by 4. Okay, see. So our answer should be boolean, right? So what is the boolean data type? You know that, right? True and false, correct? Okay, so let's write a function. Function is divide, right? Is divide by 4. That's the name of the function. Okay, and so that's how I define the function, right? So it said my function, right, accepts a number as an argument. So see, every time I call a function, I have to pass the number, right? So here I pass 8. This is the argument. 12 is an argument. 24 is an argument. 9 is an argument. 10, because I'm calling function how many times? 5 times, and I pass the value. Number as an argument. This is a number. So let's call this variable num. Clear? This is a parameter because I need to receive this value in form of variable, right? Yeah. So this will be changeable, the num equal to 8 for this call, num equal to 12 when I call this function, num equal to 24 when I call this function. See, 9, num will be 9 for this function call, and 10 for this one. Okay, I have num, right? Now the function should return a boolean indicating whether or not the number is divided by 4. So this number is divided by 4. How am I going to check? So I'll just get let answer, right? Answer equal to, so if I say num, if I divide, right, let's say divide by 4 like this, what I will get now? I will get like, here num divide by 4, I will get 2, right? Or here I get 3. Here whatever I get, right? 8 or something like that. Here I get like 2 point something, right? But I'm not getting my answer, right? So what I have to do, remember that modulo operator. See? So this will give me, right, either 0 or maybe, something else. So 8 divide modulo 4, that is remainder, right? Remainder will be 0. I want to compare now, right? 4. Oh, sorry, with 0. If the remainder is 0 equal to 0, that means I know this num will divide by 400%, right? And this gives me what? Equal to 0, right? So remember, now it will be true or false, right? Already here. This will give me true or false. If this is 0, then I'm comparing 0 equal to 0. Yes, that is true. So that means it will be true like this. The answer will be true. Now I just return answer, right? Answer. See, right now if I return answer, right, so it will just give true for everything. Okay, because that is what I put in the value here, right? If I let's run this one now. See, I get the true how many times? 5 times, right? Because that's what I return true. But I will change this with num mod 4 equal to 0 and done, right? And F5. See, now every time when if 4 can divide the number, that means it results true. If it will not divide, then that results false, because 9 mod 4 will be remainder 1, right? 1. So 1 equal to 0, no. 10 times, no. The remainder is 2 here, and 2 equal to 0, no. That is false. Okay, see, that's how we solve the problem, right? Easy one. The next one is keep it quiet. So let's put it here and copy this. Now, right, see the use case of all that statement, it's very important. Okay, it says write a function, right? Write a function, keep it quiet, that accepts string as an argument. The function should return, right, lowercase version of the string with the 3 dot, right, in the back. See, so how I can do, just write function and call it keep it quiet, right? That's the name of the function, and accept string as an argument. So there is string argument. See, So I need to create a parameter now, because when you pass argument, you must receive this with parameter. Let's call this a string variable. Now let answer, I'll just create a variable one, right? And I have to make this lowercase, right? Return, I just need to return, okay, lowercase. So string dot to lower case, like that, and done. See? So it's a with three dot added to the end of it, right? So even I can add here, add it, right? Plus and string three dot. Oh no, like where is that? Here, right? Three dot, like that. So whatever the lowercase plus three dot, and I just have to return answer. Okay. See, this is whatever the value, right, is stored in the variable answer you are returning back. Even I can just put this whole thing right here is also still okay. Okay, and I don't have to write this line. Okay, that is still fine. This will give one value, right? One string like this. Okay, that's what you're gonna get, right? So I'm just putting things like line by line, just to make you understand clearly. So now I just have to get my answer. So I get error, right? Where is the error now? What is saying now? Type error to lowercase LOWER, right? ER. Yes, here. Run this again. We got the answers. Okay, so let's do one more, right? And then we're gonna stop. Okay, it's long, so you can check this one, easy part. Let's find the uh smart, right? So end with true or false. Say that if something ends with T, you have to check. But let's go with the one Matati had, right? Problem. So ly. That in the first part. Ly here, right? This is the one. Okay. So B, I'll just add this function. So this is all about practice now, right? You guys see how the things work, okay? So only you're gonna get the logic after practice. You have to do it like 5 times. Trust me, 4 to 5 times you have to repeat all this. Once you master all the problem here in our basic, right? Then you're gonna have a good foundation of programming, okay? The basic, not the advanced, the basic. But you can have a good foundation, and then the next step is getting to the advanced level, right? If you don't have foundation, then there is no chance to get to the advanced. So we must practice. So let's write a function ends with ly, right? See, it accept string as an argument. Okay, the return boolean indicating whether or not string ends in the substring ly here. So it should be. So we have a string as a parameter to take the variable, basically argument. So look at here, right? I have to compare with this one, this last two character. Okay, ends means what? This is a two, right? So I have to check if this two character ends right with ly or not. So here is ly, here is ly, and here is ly. Okay, so how I'm gonna get the last two character, right? How? Okay, so there is two way you can do it, right? Let substring, right? Substr equal to, so string basically like this. So you need the second last, right? So let's do that one. String, because we don't know how long is that, right? Dot length So -2, okay, -1 will give me what? The last one. -2 will give me second last, plus string str dot length, okay, -1. So this will give me the last one for any length of string, does not matter. And -1 will give me, because see the length, right? String length is what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the last, see, that's the t, right? And 6 minus 1 will be 5. So that is y. I will get ty. In this case, I will get nt. So that is stored in the substring. Okay, now I'm check. So I can just return, right? Return substring, whatever in the substring is equal to ly. Okay? So if this substring will be ly, then and equal to ly, then it will be true, right? And that's what I return true. Okay. If that will be false, then I will return false. If you want the same thing in the long way, right, what you have to do? If, right, substring is equal to ly. Let's say this is true, right? Then you can say return true. Return true, right? See, I put my mic on the bottom of the, so I'm sure today's sound will be not good, right, in the recording. Okay, guys. So maybe you're gonna hear like a small sound. I forgot to add on the top. Anyway, so return true. Else return false. False, right? So this is a two way you can do it. I mean, comparing this is already true and false, so you don't have to write the long way. Okay. So you can use any one try, right? Just give a try. So let's run this code. Okay, and then this will be fine. Look at here. False, 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 then true, true, true. So you get that. Okay, so just give a try, practice, right? Practice this function, very important. And any question in any part of the function, I will explain it. Okay, so I will stop here now. And
before stopping, Dev, can you please try the one with funny sounds? There's one with funny sound.
Okay, let's do that one. Where is that? Here, right? Okay.
Funny sound, this one, yeah.
Okay, let's copy this and let's continue. So in the B, I will create this file, funny sound, and let's get the problem right here. Copy this problem. Okay. Write a function funny sound that accepts two string as an argument. The function should return a new string, right? It's a new string, okay? The first three characters of the both string concatenated together. So first three character means TIG and SPO and put together, right? And return that. So let's do that one. So function called funny sound, right? And it accepts two argument, the string, the first string, second string. See that? So I need two variable. I will call it string1, string. You can give any name, right? This is just a variable, okay? And now let the first, I'll just give a name first, right? First substring or something, first, first, right? So first substring will be string1. So it says take the three character, okay? So how are we gonna do that? Remember the slice method we have learned? So string1 dot slice, right? So start from 0 index, okay, and take it until 3, right? 3 characters. See that? So 0, 1, 2, but if you put start 0 index but the 3 character, it will take this 3. Do the same thing for second one also, right? Oh, yeah. So I'll make this variable second. And second means I just have to change the string second, right? Because now I need to work with the string 2. Slice, and it says just take the 3. So same thing, start from 0, take it 3. Now I have the 2 substrings, so I'll just return first plus concatenate, add together, okay? Second, yeah. So let's console log here, right? I want to show you console dot log, right? First, I'll just put it here in the same place, okay? First comma second, or why not we add, right? Plus, make some space here and gives plus second, right? Like that. And I will not return yet, okay? I'll just comment this out and run this code, okay? See that? Because function always returns undefined, right? When you're not returning anything, it will return you undefined, okay? Every time this function is called, it will return undefined. But look at this, right? TIG and SPO, because I have added space here, okay? Com PHO, right? SKA and BOT, FRO and ASH, just add together, right? So that's what we have done here. Okay. And now I will return this again. See that added together, see? Clear? Okay, then I will stop now.